became First Minister of Scotland. So my team set me the same challenge to see how many of the Scottish Government's headline achievements I can get through in the same time. So let's start the clock. More than 26,500 affordable homes delivered, 70,000 households protected from the Tory bedroom tax, £4.8 billion extra funding in the NHS, free personal care maintained for older people and extended now to under 65s, extended IVF treatment, improved prevention, early diagnosis and treatment of cancer, invested £1 billion in mental health. We have 1,300 more nurses, 650 more doctors and consultants, more GPs per head in Scotland than anywhere in the UK. We've got the best performing accident and emergency units in the UK, introduced minimum alcohol pricing, become the first country in the world to declare the climate emergency and pass world-leading climate change legislation. Planted 22 million trees last year and made sure no fracking can happen in Scotland. We've cut greenhouse gas emissions more than any other country in Western Europe, apart from Sweden. We're protecting Scotland's food standards and banned GM crops. We've delivered Scotland's baby box, formed the UK's first ever gender-balanced cabinet, passed the Scottish Turing Law, righting a wrong for gay and bisexual men. More than 43,000 kids are getting more childcare, saving families up to £4,500. We've enshrined carers' rights in law and increased the carers' allowance, introduced legal targets to end child poverty by 2030, maintained Scotland's free bus pass for over 60s, set up our new social security system, creating 7 new benefits for the most vulnerable in our society. We've built or refurbished 364 new schools. We're investing £750 million on closing the attainment gap. There's an extra 1,200 teachers in classrooms. We have the best teacher pay deal in the UK. We're protecting free university education and the disabled students allowance. Record numbers of children from the poorest backgrounds are now going to university. We've introduced a more progressive tax system. Council tax is £500 lower on average than in England. We've slashed business rates for over 100,000 businesses. 1,500 organisations are living wage employers. We've got 95% fibre broadband coverage. International exports are up almost 60%. We've invested £890 million in city and region deals. We're creating a national investment bank. We've built the Queensferry Crossing, the new Aberdeen bypass, helped fund the new V&A museum. Crime is at one of its lowest levels since 1974. We've got record high police numbers maintained, the lowest reconviction rate in 20 years, passed world-leading domestic abuse legislation, first country to make period products available free for all students. With New Zealand and Iceland, we've led the global focus on a well-being economy for all, maintained free access to our museums and national galleries, and introduced a reading challenge to encourage children to read. So I think that's a great list. I'm very proud of it, but there's lots of work still to do. So my government is getting on with that work of building a better, fairer, more equal Scotland.